Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing good today. This is going to be the Quran reading time by Beau, and this is going to be a part 4 of the House of Imran, and I'm going to start at verse 139. So if you're wondering what surah that is, that's number 3, Surah 3. And so a lot of people do not read the Quran where I am from. It's just not a book that we read usually. And so I love to read through it and let people just see it for what it is and kind of get what they get out of it. But it really helps us to understand our world a little better. It helps us understand why people act certain ways too. You know, people are following a ideology, following a system, and that can be a secular system or it can be a religious system. Both of them have their tenets, have their rights, have their wrong, what to fight for, what not to fight for, those type of things. And so it's no different with this. We've already gone through a couple surahs, and now we're kind of in the middle of this one. And so Surah 3 starting at 139. Thanks for joining me. I'm enjoying doing this reading. It says, "Do not grow weary and do not grieve, for you will overcome if you are believers," meaning you're going to overcome the unbelievers. "If you have received a blow, the people have received a blow like it. These are the various conditions which we cause to follow one after the other for mankind, so that Allah may know who believe and who choose witnesses from among you, and Allah does not love wrongdoers." So the idea is, hey, God, Allah, I think, is going to put you to a test, and a trial, and see if you truly are believers or not. And it's going to be in combat with the unbelievers. So are you really on Allah's side? Then you better pick up your sword, so to speak, and go at it. You will be tested in that way. "And that Allah may purify those who believe and may destroy the unbelievers." So it is a time, this kind of combating is the time of purifying the believer. So as the believer is fighting, they're being purified. That's the idea. That's interesting. Why do they want to fight? Why are they so violent? Well, maybe it's because they believe it's a way of their own purification and to destroy unbelievers. Wow, that's a different mindset, right? I certainly wasn't raised that way in a secular way, to that I would be purified if I destroyed people, that didn't believe like me. But that is the way some people believe. And we see here in the Quran that kind of thing being taught. "Or did you think that you would enter paradise when Allah did not yet know which of you would really wage jihad and did not know which are steadfast?" So pretty clear, right? You're going to wage that jihad. That's a way of purification. Maybe that answers why they keep doing what they're doing, right? Why they keep going so violent of a route. Maybe to them, it is purification. Wow, that's an interesting ideology, a different way of thinking, right? For sure, but what's the ramifications of it? That's the big issue, right? "And indeed, you used to wish for death before you met it. Now you have seen it with your eyes. Muhammad is only a messenger. Messengers have passed away before him. Will it be that when he dies or is killed, you will turn back on your heels? He who turns back on his heels does no harm to Allah, and Allah will reward the thankful. No soul can ever die except by Allah's permission and at the established time. Whoever desires the reward of this world will bestow it on him, and whoever desires the reward of the hereafter will bestow it on him. He will reward the thankful. And with how many prophets have there been a number of devoted men who fought? They did not waver because of anything that happened to them in the way of Allah, nor did they weaken, nor were they brought low. Allah loves the steadfast. He loves the ones who go and they do it, right? They go, they're hardcore. They're going to do it no matter what. They're going to stand in the face of fear, in the face of death, and they're going to still uphold the word of Allah. It's going to be their purification. Their cry was only that they said, "O Lord, forgive us for our sins and wasted efforts. Make our foothold sure and give us victory over the disbelieving people." So these are to unbelievers. The fight is to unbelievers. So Allah gave them the reward of this world and the good reward of the hereafter. Allah loves those who do good deeds. It must be really contrasted with the teachings of the Messiah, right? The Messiah taught to love your enemies, to do good to those who spitefully use you, right? That he so loved us, and we are to follow that example in love and be a servant to one another. And God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. It's such a different message, right? Than fight the unbeliever. That is your purification. That you fight, that you pick up sword and you go at it, and you be courageous, and you keep going, and you keep fighting no matter what, till the end. So Allah gave them the reward of this world and the good reward of the hereafter. Allah loves those who do good deeds. So the good deed is the battle, is the war. O you who believe, if you obey those who disbelieve, they will make you turn back on your heels and you will turn back as losers. Don't trust those unbelievers. But Allah is your protector, and He is the best of helpers. We will cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieve because they ascribe partners to Allah, for which no justification has been revealed. Their dwelling is the fire, and wretched is the dwelling place of the wrongdoers. Now, I got to point out that almost every Quran reading I've done so far, I think every one actually, has mentioned the dwelling is in the fire, meaning the fire is mentioned quite a bit as the place for those who disbelieve, those who cast any doubt, right? Those who try to change the Muslim or to persuade the Muslim in a different direction, that theirs is the place of fire. That's what's waiting for them. They are the wrongdoers, and the dwelling place of the wrongdoers is in the fire. So from the Islamic perspective, someone who is a disbeliever, an unbeliever, and especially one that challenges Islam and seeks to persuade any Muslim to not be a Muslim, that person for sure is the enemy. That is the one that you are to look out against. Again, an interesting worldview if you're raised in this kind of way of thinking. You know, what does that say about people in the country by you, or the other country, right? This kind of idea. Okay, let's see where we were at. I kind of lost my place. Okay. It says, Allah loves the steadfast. Their cry was only that they said, our Lord, forgive us for our sins. Oh, okay, I already got to that. But Allah is your protector, and He is the best of helpers. So now I'm in 151. We will cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieve because they ascribe partners to Allah, which no justification has been revealed. Their dwelling is in the fire, and wretched is the dwelling place of the wrongdoers. Allah indeed made good on His promise to you when you routed them by His permission, until your courage failed you, and you disagreed about the order, and you disobeyed. And He, after showing you what you long for, some of you desired this world, and some of you desired the hereafter. Therefore He made you flee from them, that He might test you. Yet now He has forgiven you. Allah is a Lord of kindness to believers. When you climbed and paid no heed to anyone, while the messenger in your rear was calling you. Therefore He rewarded you trouble for trouble, so that you would not be sorry either for what you missed or for what happened to you. Allah is aware of what you do. Then after trouble He sent down security for you, as sleep overcame some of you, while others who were anxious on your own account thought wrongly of Allah. The thought of ignorance. They said, do we have any part in this cause? Say the affair belongs entirely to Allah. They hide within themselves what they do not reveal to you, saying, if we had any part in the cause, we would not have been killed here. Say, even if you had been in your houses, those appointed to be killed would have gone forth to the places where they were to lie, so that Allah might test what is in your hearts and prove what is in your hearts. Allah is aware of what is hidden in the heart. Indeed, those of you who turned back on the day when the two armies met, it was Satan alone who caused them to backslide, because some of what they have earned. Now Allah has forgiven them. Indeed, Allah is forgiving, merciful. Okay. It sounds like some of the Muslims have fell under the influence of Satan, but there's forgiveness there. O you who believe, do not be like those who disbelieved and said of their brethren who travel in the land or were fighting in the field, if they had been with us, they would not have died or been killed, that Allah may make anguish in their hearts. Allah gives life and causes death, and Allah sees what you do. And if you are killed in in Allah's way or die in it. Surely forgiveness from Allah and mercy are better than all that they accumulate. So we see that Allah gives life and he causes death, and Allah sees what you do. Okay, so Allah is the cause of death in the Quran. That's an interesting note. He's the cause of death. It's kind of interesting because in the Bible, death is the result of sin. God doesn't cause death. It's the result of our rebellion from God. It's a consequence of not choosing the good. And this, it seems like it says Allah gives life and causes death, and Allah sees what you do. It's kind of an interesting term, a God who causes death. And if you are killed in Allah's way or die in it, surely forgiveness from Allah and mercy are better than all that they accumulate. And if you die and are killed, indeed it's certainly to Allah that you are gathered. It was by the mercy of Allah that you were lenient with them, for if you had been stern and fierce of heart, they would have dispersed from around you. So forgive them and ask for forgiveness for them, and consult with them upon the conduct of affairs. And when you have resolved matters, then put your trust in Allah. Indeed, Allah loves those who put their trust. If Allah is your helper, no one can overcome you. And if he withdraws his help from you, who is there who can help you after him? In Allah, let believers put their trust. So it sounds a little biblical, right? The Lord is our helper. Sounds like these are taken from the Bible. It is not for any prophet to embezzle. Whoever embezzles will bring what he embezzles with him on the day of resurrection. Then every soul will be paid in full what he has earned and what they have, and they will not be wronged. Is one who follows the pleasure of Allah like one who has earned condemnation from Allah, whose dwelling is the fire, a wretched journey's end? There are degrees with Allah, and Allah sees what they do. That's an interesting statement, right? Allah indeed has shown favor to the believers by sending them a messenger of their own, who recites his signs to them and causes them to grow and teaches them the book and wisdom, although before they were in flagrant error. And so it was when a disaster struck you, although you had struck twice, what you said, how did this happen? Say, it is from yourselves. Indeed, Allah is able to do all things. What happened to you on the day when you two armies met by the permission of Allah, so that he might know the true believers? And so that he might know the hypocrites, to whom it was said, come fight in the way of Allah, or defend yourselves. They answered, if we knew anything about fighting, we would follow you. On the day they were nearer disbelief than faith. They speak with their mouths something that is not in their hearts. Allah is best aware of what they hide. So there's all these kind of little sayings going on, and at the end of each one it says Allah knows what's going on. And that's good that Allah knows what's going on, because it's hard to understand what's going on when you're reading it, right? But we are getting the idea that Allah is aware of everything in everybody, whatever their motives were, to be a part of a battle or not be a part of a battle, or be a part of this or not be a part of that. So we get the idea that nothing's getting through again with Allah. Those who, while they sat at home, said to their brothers, if they had been guided by us, they would not have been killed. Say, then avoid death for yourselves if you are truthful. Do not think of those who are killed in the way of Allah as dead. No, they are living. With their Lord they have provision. Jubilant because of what Allah has bestowed on them from his bounty. Rejoicing for the sake of those who have not joined them but are left behind, so that no fear will come upon them, nor will they grieve. They rejoice because of favor from Allah and kindness, and that Allah does not waste the wage of the believers. As for those who heard the call of Allah and his messenger after the harm befell them, for those among them do right and fear Allah, there is great reward. Those to whom men said, indeed, the people have gathered against you, therefore fear them, only increase their faith, and they cried, Allah is sufficient for us. Most excellent is he in whom we trust. So they returned with grace and favor from Allah, and no harm touched them. They followed the good pleasure of Allah, and Allah is of infinite bounty. It is only Satan who would make one fear his partisans. Do not fear them. Fear me, if you are true believers. Do not let their conduct grieve you. They run easily to disbelief, for indeed they do not injure Allah at all. It is Allah's will to assign them no share in the hereafter, and theirs will be an awful doom. Those who buy disbelief at the price of faith do not harm Allah at all, but theirs will be a painful doom. And do not let those who disbelieve, I love that word doom, that's used a lot too. And do not let those whom disbelieve imagine that the free rein will give their bodes well for their souls. We only give them free rein so that they may grow in sinfulness, and theirs will be a shameful doom. It is not for Allah to leave you in your present state until He separates the wicked from the good, and it is not for Allah to let you know the unseen. But Allah chooses as His messengers those whom He wills. So believe in Allah and His messengers. If you believe and fear Allah, a vast reward will be yours. So the idea is you're going to be rewarded. You're going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing if you believe the messenger, believe Allah. And do not let those who store up what Allah bestows on them from His bounty think that it is better for them. No, it is worse for them. What they hoard will be their caller on the day of resurrection. The heritage of the heavens and the earth belong to Allah, and Allah is informed of what you do. So the idea seems to be like whatever you do on the earth, man, it's gonna haunt you in the resurrection. It's gonna be all unveiled, and you will be judged. Indeed, Allah heard the saying of those who said Allah is poor and we are rich. We will record the saying along with their killing of the prophets wrongfully, and we will say, taste the punishment of burning. Ooh, that's a new one. Punishment of burning. This is on because of what your own hands have sent before. Allah is no oppressor of slaves. Those who say, indeed, Allah has warned us that we should not believe in any messenger until he bring us an offering which fire will devour, say, messengers came to you before me with miracles and with what you describe. Why then did you kill them, if you are truthful? And if they deny you, in the same way they denied the messengers who were before you, who came with miracles and with the Psalms and with the enlightening book. Every soul will taste death, and you will be paid on the day of resurrection only. So pretty interesting. It does mention the Psalms. So the Psalms seem to be something that is considered a revelation of Allah, which is very interesting because the Psalms speak of God and a son. It talks about if you know the son, right? It talks about the Messiah being a son. Talks about the Messiah being a father, a shepherd, an advocate, a lawyer. Talks about the crucifixion, the suffering servant. It's very interesting. I would say if you're Muslim, read the Psalms and check them out and find out about God, the God of the Psalms. What is he like? Every soul will taste death, and you will be paid on the day of resurrection only what you have fairly earned. Whoever is removed from the fire and is made to enter paradise, he is triumphant indeed. The life of this world is but the comfort of an illusion. Surely you will be tested in your property. I kind of like that statement. The life of this world is but the comfort of an illusion. That's kind of cool. Surely you will be tested in your property and in your persons, and you will hear many wrong things from those who were given the book before you, and from the idolaters. So the idea is, of course, Jewish people of the book, being wrong, and idolaters, etc. And if you perverse and fear Allah, then that is one of the steadfast heart of things, or persevere and fear Allah. And when Allah laid a charge on those who had received the book, you are to expound it to mankind and not hide it. but they flung it behind their backs and brought thereby a little gain. Indeed, evil is what they have gained in that way. Do not think that those who rejoice in what they have given and love to be praised for what they have not done, do not think they are in safety from the doom. A painful doom is theirs. So painful punishment, and we got painful doom in this reading. Wow. Okay, so we're going to end there. That's going to be, we got to 189 today. Woo, that was a lot of reading, but a lot of good stuff there. Boy, man, again, very interesting. One always to go over again and read and go, wow, what is the God of the Quran like? And that's always the greatest question whenever we read anything, is what is the God like? And is this a representation, or is there a representation of this God on the planet? And so what would you do if you believed in this God? What would you think of unbelievers? What would you want to do to unbelievers? What would you think is right to do to believers? How are you supposed to live? You know, how are you supposed to think? How are you supposed to, what do you think about the other ethnic groups? What do you think about Jewish people? What do you think about, French people? What do you think about German people? What is your God like? Kind of tells the tale in a lot of ways, right? So it's very important to go to the source, read the source, get your ideas from the source. So, hey, you guys take care. Thanks for listening to today's reading of the Quran. Take care. Bye-bye.